Have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, the future isn't entirely in our hands anymore? That it might be in the hands of the algorithms we're creating every single day? Artificial intelligence, it's not science fiction anymore. It has quietly become a huge part of our world, and it's reshaping, well, pretty much everything. So let's dive in and see just how deep this rabbit hole really goes. And that really is the big question we're tackling here, isn't it? Is your future, your choices, your opportunities still truly yours? It's a massive question, I know, but by the end of this, I think you'll have a much clearer idea of what the answer might be. All right, so where do we even begin with something this huge? Well, let's start small. Let's start with you. The AI revolution didn't show up with a big announcement and a marching band. It just sort of crept in, one helpful little feature at a time. I mean, really think about it. That news story that popped up in your feed this morning and got you all fired up, that pair of shoes you suddenly decided you had to buy. Even the perfect word your phone suggested to finish that text message, was any of that 100% your idea? Or was it gently guided by an AI that knows your habits, maybe even better than you know them yourself? It's not just shaping what we buy, it's shaping how we think. And get this, 73%. Now, that's not some wild guess. Nope, that is a cold, hard calculation. Your favorite streaming service has analyzed millions of us, and it knows that once you get to episode 3 of a particular show, there is a 73% chance you are hooked. You're in for the long haul. That's how powerful and, yeah, a little bit creepy this predictive tech has become. But okay, who cares if Netflix knows your binge-watching habits, right? The thing is, it goes way, way deeper. AI is now making huge, life-altering decisions. We're talking about getting approved for a mortgage or setting your insurance rates. And here's the kicker. A lot of the time, nobody can tell you exactly why the AI made the choice it did. Not even the programmers. It's what they call a black box, and it can slam a door on your future with zero explanation. And this control, it's scaling up big time. In our homes, a smart system is all about convenience. It learns our routines, it saves us energy. Pretty cool. But now imagine that same concept stretched across an entire city. That same AI that's making traffic flow smoothly and getting ambulances where they need to go faster, it's also creating a massive surveillance network. We're trading a lot of privacy for all that efficiency. And you can see why that trade feels worth it to a lot of people. I mean, cutting your commute by 25%, that is a real, tangible benefit that makes life better for millions. And that's the seductive promise of AI, isn't it? It just makes things work better. The trick is to never lose sight of what we might be giving up to get there. Now, this same mix of amazing promise and some pretty serious peril is marching right into our professional lives. Let's shift gears and look at the workplace, where AI isn't just a tool anymore. In a lot of ways, it's becoming our new colleague. Okay, I want you to really let this next number sink in. We're talking 40 to 50%. That's the estimated chunk of all current jobs that are facing a major shakeup from AI. And we're not just talking about routine factory work. We're talking about lawyers, coders, graphic designers, jobs we once thought were totally safe. The speed of this is just unprecedented. So this really puts us at a huge fork in the road for the future of work. On one path, you have pure automation, where the goal is just to replace people with machines to cut costs. On the other path, you have augmentation, where AI becomes this incredible partner that boosts our own skills, creating human AI teams that can do things neither could ever do alone. Which path we take is being decided right now. And you know, this whole thing brings up an even deeper, more philosophical question. For so many of us, for centuries, our job has been more than a paycheck. It's a source of identity, of structure, of purpose. So if that disappears for a huge portion of the population, what fills that void? What gives life meaning? So, if AI is already changing how we live and work, it's also on the verge of redefining what it even means to be human, in a very literal sense. Let's turn to healthcare, where the line between treating illness and actually enhancing our bodies is getting really, really blurry. And the good news here is it's absolutely incredible. We have AI systems right now that can analyze medical scans and spot cancers earlier, and with more accuracy than a human expert who's trained their entire life. This isn't science fiction. This is happening today, and it is saving people's lives, full stop. But And you knew there was a but coming. To perform these miracles, AI needs our data, our most private, personal data, our health records, our DNA. And that opens up a whole can of worms. Who owns your genetic profile after you hand it over? Could an AI's prediction about your future health be used to deny you a job or insurance? And what if the AI is only trained on data from one demographic? It could actually make healthcare worse for everyone else. And this is where that blurry line really comes into focus. On one side, you have AI for treatment, curing disease, fixing injuries. We can all get behind that. But on the other side, you have enhancement, using technology like brain-computer interfaces to go beyond our normal biological limits. The goal shifts from simply being healthy to transcending humanity, and that raises some massive ethical questions. So, our daily lives, our jobs, our health, all of this brings us back to that one ultimate question of control. As these incredibly powerful systems make more and more decisions for us, who is actually in charge? Who's held accountable when it all goes wrong? Let's be honest. Right now, the power to build and control this technology is concentrated in the hands of a few giant tech companies and a couple of nations. They're making decisions that affect billions of us, but they're doing it with very little of the democratic oversight we'd expect from an actual government. So what can we do about it? Well, it's not hopeless. There's a roadmap to getting a handle on this. First, we need transparency. We have to be able to look under the hood and understand why an AI made a decision. No more black boxes. Second, auditing. We have to constantly test these systems for hidden biases. Third, human oversight. For the really big life and death decisions, a person has to have the final say. And finally, we need the right to appeal, a way to say, hey, your algorithm got it wrong, and have someone actually listen. All of this brings us to our final, fundamental choice. We are truly at a civilizational crossroads. Are we going to be the architects of this AI-powered future, actively shaping it to reflect our values? Or are we just going to be passive passengers, along for the ride, accepting whatever world this technology happens to create for us? Because what's really at stake here is everything that makes us uniquely human. An AI can process data at lightning speed, but it can't replicate true empathy, or wisdom, or creativity, or moral reasoning. Those are the qualities we have to choose to protect, because they're what give our lives meaning. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The future isn't some fixed destination that's already been decided. It is not yet written. The power to shape this incredible technology, for good or for ill, is still in our hands, if we choose to use it. The only question left is, what kind of world do you want to build?